Good morning and welcome to the Laws of Life webcast network. Today's show is the Laws of Business Breakthroughs, hosted by Bamal Shah. And the goal of this show is to help everybody look at their business, re-examine their business, utilizing the expertise of Bamal. How are you this morning, Bamal?
Great. Awesome. Thank you, Blanca. How are you doing?
I am doing amazing. It's a pleasure to have you and excited. So, what are the laws you're teaching us today, Bamal?
Well, have you ever said to yourself, my plate is full, or have heard people say that my plate is full?
Yes,
So today we're gonna get stuff off your plate. So
I
that's
love it.
and we created a perfect tool called the plate offloader. It basically offloads stuff from your plate.
That's important because I think a lot of people lose out on opportunities when they feel that the plate is full. They tend to say no instead of yes. So this is something that we can all relate to. And whoever asks a great question of them all can win a free copy of his book. So ask a question and let's get this conversation started. So what's the answer? What are the rules here?
So the first thing is whenever you say that to yourself that my plate is full, you kind of step away from making big leaps in your business. You don't think far and you don't think that you want to jump because you feel like you're so busy doing what you're doing. So you have to. What I do is the tool that I've created, the plate offloader tool. It works very well, and it basically gives you two empty plates most of the time. So imagine just a simple concept. You got a plate that's full in front of you, wherever you're sitting, and you get two more empty plates. What are you going to do? You're going to just transfer stuff from that plate to the two other plates. So the tool actually gives you those two plates and helps you offload stuff from your plate to the other plates. Now it may take initially some time to find stuff to offload from your plate. But even if you start working for 5 minutes on that tool and bring it up to until your plate is completely offloaded, it will be wonderful. I mean, you can easily free up 15 or 20 more hours a week, once you start using that tool.
Well, that's great. So this will help sort of distribute responsibilities, or what's the secret to the tool?
So the two plates that you always have that have room in there, one is the he or she will do it plate, which means delegation. That you delegate to someone. Now, you don't have to delegate necessarily to an employee. So many may say, well, I don't have the necessary team members, or I don't have the necessary staff that I could delegate. You don't have to, because there are folks who work on contract, work independently, that you could find that would do the work in today's environment. They work remotely, they're executive virtual assistant. There's all kinds of options that you can find. So definitely, and there's an expert who has done it. So that if you can figure out the how, figure out the who. So that's delegation upwards. Now the second thing is anything that you do on a repetitive basis, that is the same thing that you do over and over. There is a way you can delegate it, because the more you free up your time from doing repetitive things, the better you would explore your time in doing things for your business that will take you to another level. So two things: one, that take up most of your time, and two, that you do on a repetitive basis. Those are two things that you want to get off your plate, and you want to transfer it to one of two plates. One is the I will manage it plate, and the second is he or she will do it plate. Uh, so those are two things that you want to delegate.
I love it. So how did you come up with this idea of the offloader tool?
So I mean, I've heard this many a times, and many a times, they say my time is so busy, I just can't find the time. And so I said, well, we got to make time. So how do we make time? So you have to, subtraction. When you subtract something, you multiply. So when you have freedom of time, you can actually have freedom of money. People think, well, if you worked all day long until you go to bed, or even if you won't go to bed and you're still working, you will not be fresh when you wake up. Even in your dreams, you will dream of things that you were working on. So you have to disconnect from work. So in order to do that, you have to first look at freeing up your time, right? So what I'd say, okay, let's make this very simple and easy for people who want to free up their time. And that's how I came up with that concept. Like, if I want to take something off your plate, I got to give you empty plates, right? There's the only way you can transfer stuff from your plate to someone else's plate. So the two other plates are the he or she will do it plate, or I will manage it plate.
Oh, I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. It's a very powerful concept because you are depriving yourself of opportunities when you think that you don't have enough time, but really you have to free up your time and delegate. And I've actually been on this precise journey the last 3 months, 4 months as my business has grown, and it's important. It really is important to free up space because otherwise you can't get new deals. You just can't.
Right. And many times, the other part you want to delegate is the stuff that you can't figure out how to do. Because if you haven't figured out, there is someone out there who has figured out how to do it. So you don't have to do everything. You don't have to be the expert at everything. And you don't have to learn how to do everything. You have to only learn what you are passionate about doing, that you have an expert skill set at, and that's what you want to spend your time doing it. And start with 5 minutes on the tool. Just take stuff, write it down, and then take it all the way until you delegate 15, 20, 30 hours worth of things that you do with your time. And when you do that, you can make the big leap. You can make time for making the big leap. You can make time for doing the activities. You can make time for writing a book. You can make time for starting your podcast. You can make time for building connections. You can make time for delivering speeches. You can make time for speaking engagements. You can do all the other things that you can take time off for vacations. You can say, okay, I want to work a 4-day weekend. I want to take every weekend off, as 3-day vacation or 2-day vacation. You could do that, right? But you couldn't do that if you don't look at this. And managing your time is the most important thing. Your time is, we are ever running short of time, and our ever to-do list is ever increasing, right? Like, the to-do list is just ever growing, but the time is ever shortening. So that's you have a finite amount of time. You have to learn what to do optimally with your time, and calendar is your most powerful tool. Yet so many people just have appointments and meetings on their calendars, not what they want to work on. I want to work on this. I want to exercise. I want to take my family. I mean, if you're married, you should be doing, dates with your spouses, right? You should have specific, every week or every month. You should have, okay, this is a date with my spouse. You should have that. It should
That's
be on your
true.
calendar. It should be on your
Yeah, you're
calendar.
right. We take that for granted too much, the dates.
And
I agree.
calendar is such a powerful tool that it's not used to its optimal level right now. It's there, it's free. You have Google Calendar, you have iPhone Calendar, you have so many types of calendars that are available. But unfortunately, I see so many entrepreneurs utilizing it for booking everybody else's agenda, not their own. Book
Very
your
well
own.
said. Maybe that's the name of your next book. So you've written how many books now?
So I'm in the process of writing 13 books. Right now, I finished the 5 versions of it. So there's 30. It's a series of books that helps entrepreneurs achieve their 3-year business goal in 1 year. Okay, step by step. It's a manual, like a workbook. So I've completed the 5th one, and I want to launch all of them together. So I'm waiting to finish all 13, and launch. But anybody who wants to read and give me feedback, I'll be happy to send them the feedback and include stuff in it. And in one of the 5th book, I do talk about the plate offloader tool. I actually provide that in the book as well, and include that in the book.
Are these going to be digital books or published materials?
Both.
Okay. And when do you plan to launch the full collection?
Hopefully, I believe I should be done by August on all of them. So August,
Great.
September, and then hopefully launch it towards the beginning of the new year, or our Indian New Year starts in October.
Nice. So, and
Yeah,
you live in Florida, correct?
yeah, absolutely. I live in
So,
Florida.
what inspired you to become a business coach?
So, this is a story. I initially started in the financial sector, and a lot of clients were asking a lot of favors to do for them. And those favors led into consulting, coaching, and training. One day, one client of mine, he said, "You do more for me on that whiteboard and discussing strategies in 1 hour than 10 meetings discussing money." So I just kind of curiosity, like, okay, what's it worth? What's this, what is the benefit? What's it worth? He goes into his office, picks up a check, cuts a check for $3,000 and say, that's what it's worth. Wow, I was shocked. So what I'm delivering as value is this is a lot more value than to an entrepreneur. And that's why I became, and my mission is to take entrepreneurs to the next level by making them pioneers. I believe that every entrepreneur is unique and different. You are unlike anyone else. You cannot be like anyone else. You are unique and different. And my goal is to make every entrepreneur a pioneer, unique and different from everybody else. So you can all work harmoniously in what you do and synchronize what you have to offer.
That's
So that's
wonderful.
my tagline: making pioneers out of entrepreneurs.
That's wonderful. And how long have you been doing it now?
So this has been since 2015, and I devised a business model where specific size companies and entrepreneurs, they can work with me, and my fees and all of that could get covered to a grant, so they don't have to worry about how to pay me. I can get a grant that can help them achieve their next level growth.
That's pretty extraordinary. The ability that really makes it a triple win, because the entrepreneur gets to work with you without having the pinch in the pocket. So if you can get them that grant, it could be tremendous breakthrough for them.
Right. Absolutely.
Well, how long does it take you to determine if someone's eligible for a grant?
I have a simple questionnaire. The very first link on that QR code is there's a questionnaire. You fill it in, and I can then reply back on what they qualify for, when and how long will it take, and then we can schedule a call. If that seems of interest. So they can go on that link, the QR code, and the very first link is to the grants.
All right. Well, that sounds absolutely incredible, Bimal. And what, aside from the plate offloader, what's your number one law of life today?
Courage. You need courage to take the first step. Courage precedes growth. And nothing happens without you taking the courage to step out of your comfort zone first. So be courageous in delegating. Be courageous in delegating. Delegating is many a times a problem for many, because they feel, well, if I delegate, number one, I don't know if someone can delegate this, or they will be able to take care of it. And so that delegation is you require courage. Courage is very important. Jennifer, thank you for your question. So Jennifer asked, I work with all kinds of businesses. They're all different types, from industry, from construction, advertising, marketing, legal, you name it, accounting. So I've worked with all kinds of companies and sectors, in different sectors, manufacturing, pharmaceutical. So all different types of businesses.
And we also have a question from Vice Versa Entertainment. Any advice parting ways with a business partner?
So that's a very good question. When things are not working out, you have to have the push pull kind of thing in order to understand. So let's say if you're a 50-50 partner and you make an offer to your partner for buying you out at a price that you think it's little more or little less than what you're hoping for, and if the other partner says yes, then you know that there is an interest in the partner. If the other partner says no, then you know that there is a problem. So the parting ways with a business partner, you want to start the conversation by making an offer for your share at a price at 80% to 120% of what you think your share is worth, and see if the other partner wants to buy you out.
That's right.
That's a way for you to gauge if the partner is really a partner or not.
I agree. I think that's very good advice. And I want to thank Vice Versa Entertainment and Jennifer for your questions. Email Blanca at lawsoflife.shop to claim your free book today. We're now going to wrap the show, but anybody that wants to connect with Bimal, you can do so by going to his Linktree. Take a picture of the QR code on the screen. Go to Linktree/the 1 Year Breakthrough, or take a picture of the QR code on the screen and try any of his tools. Join us every Monday at 10:30 a.m. for the Laws of Business Breakthroughs. Bimal Shah, thank you for all the expertise you provide, and have a fantastic day.
Thank you, Blanca. Thank you very much for the opportunity. You're wonderful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for watching. See you next week.
All right. See you. Bye-bye.